activism needs to be about keeping these commandments.
This is not what I expected out of them. The true Bible, the book about fathers.
Right. The Most High has given us guidance on what we need to do.
It's Officer Eli.
It's Officer Nahshon.
Officer Ezekiel.
All praise to the Most High. So as we was reading in Isaiah, it said that the Most High, it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give us rest from our sorrow. So we are to be delivered from this evil. Okay, we must be delivered from this society that seeks to keep us as boys and not mature into men. Okay, and we're fighting to hold on to our manhood and our sanity. Okay, and this society does not want us to be a man. Okay, and when these brothers try to stand up and mention about what they found out about themselves, they're trying to proclaim that as men, and this society said, no, you're not allowed to be a man, be a boy. And that's exactly how they treat our brothers. And I mean, they do it openly. They do it on the media. Why they have your brothers sitting right there on the panel, and they will be literally sunning them and making the Negro tap dance, basically. And you could just see it. You could just see how they just make our people impotent, so to speak, in terms of their manhood. And they get off on this. Be one white man and the rest of the panel, so-called Negroes, and they all saying what this man is thinking. They can't even speak for themselves. And I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm saying this because there's a backlash whenever our people try to do so. And when they feel that backlash, then they start backpedaling. And Esau be just threatening them by looking at them during the conferences and during those table talks and all that. He giving them that look, so don't go too far. Right. And you can feel it. People in the audience can feel it. We're going to show you that. You're going to literally see that, okay? So, but let's start with my video, because what I wanted to point out was that this society does not allow us to mature, to be real men in this society. Okay? Put my first clip up there.
Man of peace was eliminated. So that tells you that the people who run this show don't plan on making any changes anyway.
So they're talking about them killing Dr. King. Keep it running. Keep it running.
Do you think there's a connection between those assassinations and the people who run this show, as you say?
Absolutely.
So last week, now hold it. This is we've been playing this video, different parts of it. I'm playing this part for the first time tonight. But these are the brothers. This brother and the brother beside him. This is Earl Grant and Higgins. I forget Robert Higgins. They were both with Malcolm X right before he died, and they were trying to keep him alive because the heat was on him. He was already out of the Nation of Islam, so he didn't really have any organizational protection. And that's when the powers that be that wanted him dead, because he was starting to really come to a real conscience and bringing out the truth about who the Israelites are. He was bringing that out, and there's records on that. Mm-hmm. So they were looking to kill him, and they did. They succeeded. Okay. So these brothers were Malcolm X's bodyguards. Play on.
Do you regret your years with Malcolm?
Not a single day. Not 1 second. None of the brothers do. It's the best thing ever happened to us.
What was it about him that made you willing to lay down your life for him?
Well, for one thing, he was honest. He never lied. If he ever said anything to you, you could bet on it. And he was sincere in what he was trying to do. And I guess I really never thought about things like that. We didn't take time out to think about things like that. Mm-hmm. We had something to do, so we did it. With just a few of us, Luke, mother, myself, Brother John, Brother Ivory.
So that thing hurt my brother?
What is it that hurts you so when you talk about those days? Oh.
It was a chance to really be somebody. This country doesn't allow black males to mature. It allows them to grow up physically, but not to mature mentally, intellectually, or spiritually. And Malcolm gave black men that chance in this country.
So you see that? You see that? Now that was said in 1983, that this country does not allow for black men to mature. They allow us to grow physically, to be great athletes, to be great on the gridiron, throwing the football and all of that. But in terms of being intellectually or spiritually, I should say, to be a man, be a mature man, this country does not want that image of black men out there. Don't want the young people to look up to black men. And that's what he was saying there. And Malcolm was given that, because that was the example that we had then. Malcolm gave brothers that ability, and you see what happened there. Dr. Martin Luther King, another one. They took him out. That's what he was talking about when it first started. He said that he said about the assassination of many people. So Martin Luther King was Jr. was assassinated. They assassinated Malcolm X. They assassinated Medgar Evers. I mean, when you really think about it, there's a lot of assassinations been going on, you know, and the whole point is that's how ruthless this KKK America is. Mm-hmm. It's the real deal. It's really you want to talk about a hate group, that's the hate group. We're going to read it. That's coming up. That's coming up. But that's the real hate right there, because they brought us over here to be servants and slaves. They didn't want us to be anything else, nothing else. So whenever we try to break out of that, they will tar and feather you right there on the set. Okay, and that's basically what we're dealing with. Okay, give me my next video.
So Bishop, can I say this right quick?
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
as we hear, you know, you say Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. So there we see, you know, Medgar Evers and so forth. So there's been a lot of great men. Okay. Now, they hadn't came into the knowledge that they were Israelites, but you can definitely tell that the Most High God was using them in some form or fashion to, you know, to point our people in a direction where it's unifying and bringing our people minds together, because when you look at it, it's all in the Bible. Now, I heard what he said. He said, what it made you lay down your life for you know, Malcolm X, because he said he could trust him, what he said. And I was thinking about scripture, 1 Samuel 2 and 3, that, you know, Malcolm X, you know, and many others, they wasn't speaking of arrogancy or proudly or boastfully, you know what I'm saying? Because God don't care nothing about that. But by your actions are you weighed. So people are watching your actions. Their actions, not only what he said, but his actions behind what he said manifested that they felt strongly in following him, giving, you know, protecting his life. So that's heavy there. That's heavy there, you know. With the great leaders we have had. Go ahead, officer.
Hey, Bishop, you mind if I play one video going to your
go
point?
ahead.
Hey, play that second video I got. It's going into basically how they treat our people nowadays, even in the media. Exactly what they doing to Kanye or Ye, and what they doing to Kyrie Irving. All right, so it's going to show how they portray. No, the second one, not this one. But your boy Ye wasn't having it though. Yeah. He getting fed up. He getting fed up.
Hear him, Malcolm X. You see what I'm saying? Well, we know, and we've seen videos of Malcolm X, especially at the end of his life, where, again, like Bishop was bringing out, that he was starting to come into a place where he recognized who he was and who we are as a people, that we are a great people. You see what I'm saying? And yet they still, they still, like you said, don't want us to grow up and be men, you know.
The spiritual and intellectual awakening and ascendance of the Israelite man in America is so threatening and frightening and terrifying to the people that want to keep us oppressed, that when they see a situation like the unity, such as a Black Wall Street, they will send the same planes that they fill up with bullets and go send during World War II to shoot up tanks and stuff like that into the country where they are from, America, to Oklahoma, and shoot up and bomb and napalm a city of its own, within its own borders, if they see us coming into a semblance of unity on that level. It's terrifying to them.
Right.
Okay, again, this is just showing how they treat us in the media, all right? And that they don't want us to be men. They want their agenda to continue on. Go ahead, play it.
I think you should say to the Jewish people, I'm sorry for the offensive language I used in that tweet. I wouldn't do that again. This is what I really meant. I think people would respect you if you said that. I don't know why you can't just say that.
You know when I'll say it? When I sit down with the people who write out the contracts for the NBA and for the NFL.
So you see him. So he's trying to stand up as a man. He wants his ideas to be known. He wants his points to come across. But Esau don't want that. All they saying is do what we tell you to do. Apologize. All that other stuff you talking about is we don't care about all of that. All right. But he's saying no. I'm going to give you my ideas. I'm going to give you my points. Go ahead, play it.
And for professional music and for acting contracts. We need to go to the top lawyers, the top execs, the owners of the stadiums, the owners of the football teams, and the owners of the record labels. And we're going to put them all in one.
So he wants to stick up for all the entertainers, whether it be in the NBA, whether it be in the NFL, whether it be the music, because they're all getting done dirty. The people that own these industries make billions on top of billions. Meanwhile, they get the crumbs. And they don't get their masters, whatever it may be. He wants to stick up for them. So that's the point that he's trying to make. He's saying, I will apologize when I can talk to the top people about what's going on in these contracts. Go ahead.
One room, and we're going to read let's go top 10 in each one of these categories, right? Let's read Michael B. Jordan's
contract. Why would any of that?
Why would any of that? Bro, I ain't finished my sentence.
Nothing you're saying has anything to do with regret.
Hey, boy.
Don't call me boy.
Don't finish. I told you. Oh, don't treat me like a boy then. I'm going to finish my sentence of my idea.
Nothing.
That was the point right there. He fed up.
Right, exactly. Now, because when we have to go on the defense like that, that means because we've constantly been fed that. That's the reason why he had to just lash out that way. Say, listen, boy, he had to say that because that is the feeling that we all get. Rather, it's unspoken. Right. And sometimes it's unspoken. Mm-hmm. You don't even really hear it, quote unquote. Right. Like they call it subtle racism. Where you don't really, where it's not overt, but you feel 100% of it. So he said, you know what? The hell with this SH. Boy, he said, I'm just going to say what every black man been wanting to say for the longest.
Yeah. Right.
And every time they get sitting up there, have a white man talking to them any kind of way they want to, men want to be able to say, you know what? Get this damn monkey off my back.
Yeah. Right.
That's what he want to do. Right. He want to be able to bring it out.
Right, because it was a time where we couldn't even look them in the eye. We couldn't walk up on the same sidewalk when we saw them coming. Right. Heard it even when we had to laugh, we had to go stick our head in a barrel to laugh. Think
about that, laughing barrel. Exactly. Yes. That was crazy. I remember one time we was in the old school, and I remember we was out we was in the 44th Street teaching, and I remember the leader, the brother that was teaching. He basically said, I want all you black men to do something. He said, I want you to just stretch out and feel yourself. Don't give a damn about nobody. Just let it out. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He said, say, like that, because he said, I want you to, don't be looking around to see who's looking.
Yeah.
Bring that real, bring your real self out. Yeah. Because it's like we feel that pressure on us, even though it's unspoken. We feel it. So the brother said, you know what? Feel yourself.
Wow.
Dig down into your real soul and feel yourself.
That's heavy right there.
Yeah.
You are allowed to exist.
You're right.
Well, you feel like that when you're in your own home, but as soon as you walk out, the sidewalk, the store but any area outside of your own personal space. But the earth was made for us. You're supposed to feel that confidence within yourself that you matter no matter where you're at on this earth.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Play my video. Play my the video with the brother.
Are you sorry for the hurt that your posts caused people?
I'll take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue. Like I said, and the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts. It's a documentary. So I take my responsibility.
It seems like Adam sort of wanted to hear the word, I apologize, or in your mind, you said I didn't mean to cause any harm. Were you apologizing or did you not apologize?
I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary.
So you notice what he's trying to do. He's trying to direct them. He said, listen, what the hell are you coming to me with all these damn questions when the people that made it, you ain't said nothing to them.
Right.
Because Amazon and everybody else, they are allowed to be men.
Right.
They are allowed to say whatever the hell they want to say, but when it comes to us, we got a damn apology. I bet be cool.
And that shows you.
We got to damn apologize. What the hell is this?
Right. Yeah. Why the person who made the film ain't got to apologize? Why the people who selling the film ain't got to apologize? Right. But you coming to me to apologize. He's talking about Adam Silver with like an apology. The hell with Adam Silver, you know?
Yeah.
So this is the Negro Boys Association now?
And that's showing you.
Yeah.
That's showing you.
That's NBA. Yeah.
Yes.
Negro Boys Association.
Like
that's
Bishop just said.
Yeah.
They're sunning them.
Yeah.
Right.
They're trying to sun
Well,
him.
they're trying to sun him, but you ain't seen no sunning yet. Go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're trying to sun
They're trying to sun him, and he knows it.
Right.
He knows it. They call him a smart what they say, uppity nigga. That's what they're really trying to say about him. They don't. That's what they really want to say.
Yeah.
I've even heard some speeches, some talk where it was like, he's just uncontrollable, something like that.
Right.
Had a Negro say it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You can imagine behind closed doors, tables flipping over, they cussing each other out. What we gonna do about him? They probably squabbling with each other, turning over tables because they so mad.
Yeah, exactly. I remember Deacon Abiel said on his Friday, Fix Your Face, and he said that whenever they quote unquote slaves get out of line, this is how they think. We ain't no slaves at all, but that's how they try to make us to be.
Right.
They said they'll get the dogs after you. They'll send your own after you. And all of a sudden, all of the Negroes' phones begin to ring. I'm like, every damn 5 hours, another Negro with a microphone with a white man sitting there talking about go ahead and say something against the brother.
Right.
Go ahead and say something against. And that's and all these, I've seen about 5 or 6 different episodes of these quote unquote newscasters that bring out Charles Barkley.
Oh,
they bring out
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal.
They
bring out all these.
Right.
One that I
ain't but they bring them out because that's exactly just like when Kanye did.
Right.
They sent people out, Charlemagne and all of them. They sent different people. It's the same crap.
Right.
It's funny that you said Charles Barkley, the first name you threw out there, bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
One that I seen was recently just Shannon Sharp.
Yes.
He's been
he's there.
Yeah.
been going hard.
I got him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that's the one I was watching.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. But go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
I was just gonna say they, Shannon Sharp talking about he tried to downplay him. Like, he want the Duke. He think he's smart.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Oh, uppity nigga. That's what he was basically saying.
Right. And then he's talking about he's into conspiracy theories. No,
all that garbage.
The brother realized the truth, and you trying to shut him down. You want to stay under Master's foot. You want to stay in the neck of Master. He trying to pull you out of that thing. The nerve of you, man.
Yep.
Play on.
What are the specific things in the documentary that you don't believe are true and that you don't believe represent your wrongs?
I think some of the criticism of the Jewish faith in the community, for sure. Some points made in there that were unfortunate.
Tyree, are you surprised that you did hurt people?
Surprised that I did hurt people?
Are you surprised that reaction and some of the things that you did hurt people?
Yeah, I think I can ask a better question. It's just, where were you when I was a kid, figuring out that 300 million of my ancestors are buried in America?
Damn, bring that out.
Where were you guys asking those same questions when I was a kid learning about?
Hey, real quick, I just got to
That's
say,
heavy,
they getting on him for reposting that documentary. Meanwhile, they're making all of these slave movies, 12 Years Slave, the Roots, all of that. Ain't nobody saying nothing about that.
Right.
But you giving him a hard time about this documentary that he had nothing to do with?
Right.
But when you but all your people can go out there and watch the slave movies.
Yeah.
You can dress up as slaves for Halloween and all of that.
Right. And enjoy where they at today because of that.
The hypocrisy is madness, man.
Right.
You got some vision.
No. Go ahead.
To be, if you can go through life, if you go through life and you just see nothing wrong with what's going on right here, the points he bringing out about the 300 million of his people that's been that was put to death, all the stuff, all the ridicule that he's going through, over posting a movie, it's got to show you something that's going on in this society with us. It's showing you that they still consider you to be a slave.
Right.
Okay. No other people have to go through the things that we go through for wanting to find out who we are, claiming our existence. But if you can go through life and just be cool with what this is what's going on, you're a slave. You just not a man.
Right.
You're not a man.
Right. Yeah. Because when he mentioned about the 300, he said 300 million of my people are buried here in America.
Right.
That fell on deaf ears.
Oh yeah, it just
It was like he didn't say anything.
Right.
It don't matter
because they don't
Right.
care. They're basically saying, "Nigga, we would have left you in the ghetto." That's their message to us. We giving you a platform, and if you gonna use, we giving you a platform to bring out sports. So meanwhile, we own you. That's the reason why they use the word owners.
Right.
See, it ain't just accident.
Right.
They use that word owners for a reason.
Right. Exactly.
You understand?
Right.
So that probably be in their contract, and they mess our people up with that thing. You know, but at some point you got to take a stand. But just know what it's going to entail when you do so. All right, count the costs. Go ahead, play on.
Of my familial history and what I'm proud to come from, and why I'm proud to stand here, and why when I repeat myself that I'm not going to stand down, it has nothing to do with dismissing any other race or group of people. I'm just proud of my heritage and what we've been through, and the fact that this has pinned me against the Jewish community, and I'm here answering questions of whether or not I'm sorry or not on something I didn't create, and it was something I shared, and I'm telling everybody I'm taking responsibility, then that's where I sit. So, you know, these same questions that you guys ask, me dealing with it as being a melanated, pigmented person all around the world and dealing with racial biases against my skin color, demeaning me because
That's
of
another
my
point.
religious
Racial
belief.
biases because of our skin color.
Right.
Nobody wants to address that.
Right. Right. No.
They're basically saying shut up and dribble. Go ahead.
And I'm still sitting in the seat standing. So I take my full responsibility. Again, I'll repeat it, for posting something on my Instagram or Twitter that may have had some unfortunate falsehoods in it. But I also am a human being that's 30 years old, and I've been growing up in a country that's told me that I wasn't worth anything, and I came from a slave class, and I come from a people that are meant to be treated the way we get treated every day.
Damn.
To this day.
I'm not here to compare
To this
anyone's
day.
atrocities or tragic events that their families have dealt with generations of time. I'm just here to continue to expose things that our world continues to...
Pause it. So what he's saying is that he's not in the business of trying to hurt anyone.
Right.
He's just bringing out truth. And whenever telling the truth becomes a crime, then you know you're dealing with something else.
Yep.
You understand? And we're going to touch all these points. I'm just trying to get my gears oiled up as we move on. Back it up just a little bit and let it ride on out.
He making some good points.
Yeah. So, some heavy stuff that he said. All right.
And I came from a slave class, and I come from a people that are meant to be treated the way we get treated every day. So I'm not here to compare anyone's atrocities or tragic events that their families have dealt with generations of time. I'm just here to continue to expose things that our world continues to put in darkness. I'm a light. I'm a beacon of light. That's what I'm here to do. You guys ask me questions about basketball, I give you my expert opinion. You guys ask me about other things, I give you my opinion, and it's met with whatever you believe the perception or the deception is. You guys investigate my life every day, and you justify it by serving your own purpose, which I honor. I would like the same respect in return.
I would like the same respect in return. Why don't you have that concern for our people?
Right.
You got me, you grilling me all over me just simply reposting something. The person that wrote it ain't got no backlash, no nothing. But because I reposted it, that's the same thing they did with what was the other brother, Deshaun Jackson. They did him like that.
Yep.
So they basically said, well, being that we did Deshaun Jackson that way, you're going to set the precedent for anyone else that do this. We're going to go after him this way. So go ahead.
Like anyone else. So please keep that same energy when we're talking about anti-other things. Because just because I post a documentary doesn't mean I'm anti-Semitic. And doesn't mean that I'm automatically standing with everyone.
So keep that same energy. Keep that same energy.
Right.
Y'all coming after me for something that I didn't even say. I just reposted it, and y'all want to take food out of my mouth.
Right.
Y'all want to just completely destroy me. But meanwhile, when horrible things happen to us, nobody says anything.
That's the true anti-Semitic.
That's the real anti-Semitic right there. Go ahead.
Is believing in that. So it's unfortunate timing that we're in, but I'm glad that I could stand on the truth because I'm not afraid of these mics, these cameras. I used to be looking everyone in the eye and telling them the truth, but I'm proud of who I am. Any label that you put on me, I'm able to dismiss because I study. I know the Oxford Dictionary, you look it up, right? Just one of the biggest mistakes I had in being a kid was not knowing European or Western language until I started looking it up and understanding the definitions and why they say, if you want to trick a black person, put it in the book.
When he said he knows the Oxford, Dictionary, do you know what he was really saying?
What the word anti-Semitic actually means.
Absolutely. That means he really know what it really means, and nobody wants to really talk about it.
Right.
That's the reason why the brothers are saying, how the hell am I anti-Semitic when I'm Shemitic myself?
Right.
Because he know what it means. I got the definition here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Hey, put it up there. We gonna come back to it. Okay. Anti-Semitic means to be against Semites. Okay? Read that.
Semitic, relating to or
so Semitic, so anti will be on the front of this. It's too anti to be anti-Semitic. That's what would be the opposite of what we're reading here. So this is what it means to be Semitic, or Shem, by the way, Shemitic. Read.
Semitic, relating to or denoting a family of languages that includes Hebrew, Arabic, and Aramaic, and certain ancient languages such as Phoenician and Akkadian, constituting the main subgroup of the Afro-Asiatic family.
Constituting the what?
The main subgroup of the Afro-Asiatic.
Of the what?
Afro-Asiatic.
Black people. In a damn dictionary. So that's what see, these people will put stuff in a book. Right. You'd read it, and they dare you to say it. Right. You're like, but damn it, I read it. They say, but yeah, you're allowed to see it, you're allowed to read it, but you better not say nothing. That's the worst kind of psychological violence right there. Because here you know the facts, you know the truth. They say, yeah, we allowed you to see it, we know what it is, but you cannot say it. That's the perfect definition of repression, oppression, and terrorism. That's what we're going to talk about, okay? Let's go back to the video. Wow. That's what the brother was saying.
I was wondering my whole life why they said that. Now I'm 30 years old and I know reading is a superpower because it helps me understand where I'm going and where I come from. It's like a tree with roots.
Kyrie, the documentary listed among falsehoods. It said the Holocaust didn't happen. Do you believe the Holocaust
those falsehoods are unfortunate. And it's not that I don't believe in the Holocaust. I never said that. I never, ever have said it. It's not come out of my mouth. I never tweeted it.
But they're going to give it to you.
Never liked anything.
Even though he never said it, they said, well, we're going to give it to you anyway. They did Sonny Carson like that on a show I saw a long time ago. Sonny Carson was on the, you don't know him. I'll have to bring his information in one of these days. Brooklyn activists during the Crown Heights situation, and when Gavin Cato got ran over by Hasidim, driving a car with no license, ran through a red light and killed a little black kid on a bicycle, and the ambulance came for the white man and left the black child in the street with the bicycle all mangled up.
What?
And the people exploded. Yeah. So you had X-Clan. That was, X-Clan was back during that time, and Sonny Carson was back there, and he was the advocate for the people in Crown Heights. It was a big mess with the Hasidic Jews over there in Eastern Parkway and all that madness. But let's go back to the video.
So, the Holocaust in itself is an event that means something to a large group of people that suffered something that could have been avoided. No one said we had to practice racism. No one said we had to treat each other like garbage. No one said that I had to stand here today and understand that many people that come from generations 60 years ago, 40 years ago, enslaved some of my ancestors still, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally.
And y'all questioning me. And y'all getting on me. And y'all trying to make it seem like I'm the one about hate. I'm the one, and the brother is basically saying that we're not trying to hurt anybody. Right. We're not trying to be anti anybody. One thing we're doing is just bringing out the truth. Right. That should never be a problem. But in a wicked, nasty, evil system, you mentioning truth means you're an enemy.
Yep.
That's just something that we just have to accept. Okay? Play on. So the brother said that he's making a point that we're not about hating anyone. We're just trying to bring the truth out. Go ahead.
You guys are asking me, respectfully, to speak on something that was a documentary that I had nothing to do with.
So go after them. Keep playing.
So just please keep that same energy when you guys are addressing me.
Damn.
Kyrie, for the record, do you have
so they whoa. They just dismissed what he said.
Stop. They won't stop.
They said we don't give a damn about what you said. We don't care about that at all. They're gonna ask him another question. I'd be like, listen, man, take your damn microphone. I'm out.
Right. Exactly.
And look at his demeanor.
Then they say, well, there goes his job and everything else. That's how they get you.
Right. Right. Because they're trying to find the words. They want to see. They listening to him very close. You can hear a pin drop if he wasn't speaking. They want to catch him in his words like they did Christ.
There you go.
Okay.
That's exactly what they try. That's the only reason. That's why he said I ain't afraid of these microphones because they want to get like when Kanye said what he said that one time. He had been in front of about 12 or 14 microphones after that. They said, and we're going to record everything that he said, and we're going to use this against him.
Right.
And they're going to watch the progress of him getting weaker and weaker and weaker because they're going to continue to bombard him.
Right.
When you going to say you're sorry? Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
I said, well, what about my people? What about the railroading that we're getting on these contracts?
Right. Right.
We don't want to talk about that.
Right. And what they're trying to do, too, if you realize, like always, and what you said about Kanye, try to force you in a place where you have to snap or be angry. Then, see, look at him, you know. Look how he act. You know, they just want to throw it off.
Right. You know why they really why they really trying to squeeze the brother? Because they want to find out what he's really thinking.
True.
They want to get inside his head because he's smart. He's slick. I don't want to use the word slick.
Right.
He's smart with his words.
Right.
And they say we don't like that. But here's the conversation they have. Keep putting the pressure on him. He will break.
Yeah.
We're going to find him. We're going to record everything he says. Somewhere along the line, he's going to slip up because we know that he's just giving us some words now. But in reality, he knows he's a Jew. Even though I saw he got that on his finger, so I saw that. So he still got some work to do.
Right.
But he's trying to come around. You understand? And they don't like that. They said even those kinds of things is like a conduit to this truth. And they said we want to neuter his ass now. I got to speak plain.
Right.
That's what they really want to say. They said we want to neuter his ass now before he even move.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Semitic beliefs.
Again, I'm going to repeat. I don't know how the
He said, how many times I got to tell you? Damn it.
Right.
Go
Semitic belief. Come on.
Justified because you guys ask me the same questions over and over again. But this is not going to turn into a spin around cycle of questions upon questions. I told you guys how I felt. I respect all walks of life and embrace all walks of life. That's where I sit.
I think what people want to hear, though, is just a yes or no on that question. Yes or no.
I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from. I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
They don't like that.
Real quick, if they cared about what he thought, they would ask him, what are you talking about? They don't give a damn what he thinks.
They don't.
They don't care. They would ask him, what are you talking? What do you mean by that? But they not asking none of that.
No. And the strength and the specificity of his answers and his diction and this whole interview, they going to cut it, and then they going to put the picture of this right here up and say, Kyrie Irving apologizes, just in the hopes that people will scroll past it and say, I guess he apologized.
Right.
They're not even going to listen to the interview because they're going to cut it, edit it, chop it up, make him sound ridiculous or make him sound like he did say.
Right.
Yep. That's it. That's
Clip
it.
bites and all that.
So as you can see, the brother he's saying, listen, all I'm doing is bringing out the truth. There's no hate here. I don't hate anybody. He even talked about the so-called Jews in that thing that happened in Germany, and all of that. And he said, but you don't compare that to 300 million of my people that's buried here, and you don't even want me to say anything about it. Right. You don't want to talk about the hundreds of millions of our people that died in the Middle Passage coming over here. What about that Holocaust? And like Sonny Carson said, some of us ain't never going to forget it. You want us to forget that, and you want us to glorify 6 million, so-called 6 million. You want us to glorify that and look over your own family. That's crazy. They don't do that to us.
Right.
Here were the brothers mentioning about the things that we went through, and they just like, they basically just don't even talk about that. Next question.
Why you keep bringing that up?
That's what you call an insult. That's the reason why I played that video with the Malcolm X clip, because they basically said that when it comes to your people, you're not allowed to be a man to really stand up for man things. A man is supposed to be responsible for his people, responsible for his nation, responsible for his family. That's what men are charged with. You know, if you're going to wear the badge of a man, that's what's supposed to be your concern. They're basically saying you are not to be concerned with that. Here's a basketball dribble and here's some money behind it, and that's it. That's all we want you to do. What an insult. Wow. I don't know how in the world how they can continue to just want to stay in this damn captivity with no manhood. You should be praying every day for the Lord to deliver us out of this cesspool of disrespect.